Good morning. Oh no, I lost a fan brush. That is not ideal. I need that. Come back. How am I going to reach that? It's like in the worst possible place. Come here. Got it. Good morning, everyone. Maybe I should put something on the end of the desk that'll keep the paintbrushes from rolling off the desk. Like the tube ringer. That would be smart. My iPad is dead. I'm also realizing I need a new lightning cable. So we'll give that a few minutes. I'll have some coffee, we'll read alerts, we'll maybe mix some paint. I don't particularly need the iPad for this point because I'm just doing the reflection. But still, it's kind of nice to have it up. We have a 4-month resub from Fire Goddess and 17 months from Bored Turtle. Thank you both. Good morning, everyone. Where's the coffee? This is Boss Coffee, Zelda edition, and this one has Zelda on it. Does this one have sugar? Yes, this one has sugar. Okay. Scrolled away coffee. No, this is the stuff that just came in mail that we just opened. God. So sad. Why can't this be cheaper and more readily available in the US? iPad, I know you have 5% battery, but that's just because you had 0% battery. Reference image. There we go. Lately, when I've been hanging out with Chaz, we watch Japan travel videos, and it hurts. So one of the things I got in the mail recently, actually the two things I got in the mail recently, are these tools. There's this one, and then there's this sharp, spiky boy. This is a very sharp, spiky boy. Crescelium, just go back to Japan. Yeah, I know, I want to. We're talking about it. So these are staple removers. Like, bigger than the kind you had to, like, the little document ones. And then this one, like, this part is the spiky part. But this part is the really spiky part. So when I stretch this canvas... Oh, am I going to be able to turn this? Let's see what I can do. When I stretched this boy... Nope, mic is in the way. Don't hit the mic. Don't hit the wall. Okay. When I stretch this boy... Oh god, you're so big. Okay, I can't set that right there. We'll set it on my knee so it doesn't lean on anything. When I stretch this boy, these staples are very embedded. They're incredibly embedded. So I wanted to stretch it a bit tighter when I first stretched it because of that. Because it wasn't quite as tight as I wanted it to be. And I couldn't get the staples out, so I was like, well, just leave it. But now I do have to take the canvas off of this bar and mail it. So I was worried about getting these staples out because they are so embedded down in there. Like, they're indented. So I had to get a tool or two to make sure I could do that. So, Spiky boy, come here. So my plan is I need to finish this painting by Monday. And then Monday's stream is going to be packaging the painting up. So I'm hoping that the Spiky boy can get these out. And then I bought the other tool as my backup to hopefully get those in there as my backup. Or in case Spiky boy breaks, because it's going to be a lot of work to try and lever these out. So that's my plan. Do I have a backup? That backup is using some jewelry wire and trying to thread it underneath, and then using the wire to pull and get it out that way. That's the hope and plan. All right. a little bit easier to do this when I can reach the cross brace. There we go. That's the hope. Always have a backup for your backup? Yeah, and the further backup is sending someone to the hardware store. We have a 17-month resub from The Weil LP, and Anise gifted a sub to Zona 360. Thank you. It's either sunny or the German word for sun. Noah says, want me to go for you? On Monday? Sorry, I need to look at something real quick. Why are you calling me? This voicemail is for Steven. I am not the primary person on that account. All right. iPad is up. I keep feeling like there's a cat hair right here, but it's just the paint having a little bit of glisten on top of it, so it looks like white cat hair. And it keeps throwing me off. I keep feeling like I need to brush it away, and it's not. All right, so for the water, what I need to start with, honestly, is this purple. I need to start by drawing, though. And I need to start doing the zigzaggy lines for the purple over here. And then I need to do one little touch-up right here. Because this one, the zigzaggy line here, this one's too big. This one needs to come in a little bit. And then I can finish up these and then keep building this stuff like I did over here. And some of the like final touch-up things I want to do is I want to do a little bit more brighter lines over here. I did a few little ripples in here, and I think I want to bring a couple of those across the rest of this. And then this bank of trees is, I didn't try to make it all pine trees, like this one's a little bit rounder, and like so is this one. But I think it needs a little bit of change to look more like this side does. I also want to bring a little bit of this grass into here, and then a few of these rocks over here as well. That's my goal. But we gotta start with this, because this is the bulk of everything I have to do. And once I have that done, everything else is just like touch up little perfectionist things that I want. So I am out of that purple for the sky, which is not thrilling, to be honest. So we gotta mix up some more of that somehow. And I don't remember what's in it. But luckily I swatched a lot in the beginning of the painting, which is what I tend to do. So I have that somewhere. I used alizarin and phthalo blue and some raw umber. And I can test it against this. Cascadia says, am I varnishing it after I put it back together in its forever home? That is what I plan to do. I want to have the painting done, hopefully today. And then my plan is to package it Monday. Well, take a photo. Actually, I'm going to take it to have it scanned by a fancy scanner. And hopefully this time they do a good job, because last time they did not do a good job. And I've only ever done it one other time. So that's my hope for Monday, is that I can go do that. And it turns out, and I plan to take my own backup picture as a backup in case it does not turn out. And then Monday night I'm going to package it. And then Tuesday I will mail it. And then it's going to its forever home, and I will join it there to restretch it and varnish it. Why did they put the sticker label right where your mouth goes on this? I hate that. And that just made it worse. And I don't know if I have to overnight this. I'm hoping I don't have to overnight this. But I want to make sure it gets there before I get there. And I mean, there's a backup. I guess I just need to see how much it costs to overnight it versus what my backup will cost. Overnight may be the solution. Well, there's other options. There's, you can find, like, framing companies, like the people that frame artwork for you, that will stretch canvases, and that is my backup. I've already called one of them and found out how much they charge for that. But their price did include the stretcher bars, and my plan is to include the stretcher bars when I mail it. So they won't need that cost. The problem is I do have to either send varnish there also or pick it up. I suppose I should send it just to make sure. Siri, remind me at 4 p.m. to send varnish. Thank you, Siri. Remember to send varnish everywhere. Alright, we're matching this color. And it's mostly alizarin. A phthalo that I didn't write down. And, umber, I think. Luckily, I do not need much of it. And it's quite removed from this and this, so as long as it's close, we're good. I'm gonna guess I used Phthalo Blue Red shade because it's closest. It wouldn't have had to have jumped around the color wheel as much as Phthalo Blue Green shade. So that's gonna be what I use. And then I'm gonna grab some umber. Shoot. Really, the only time I get paint on me is when I'm messing with the tubes. I'm trying to close them and the cap slides off. And that's mainly the times I get paint on me. Raw umber. Your painting reminds me of one of the many photos of Mount Rainier I took. I love that. I love Mount Rainier. It's gorgeous. Shoot, I did it again. The umber. And then I dropped the cap. Oh, we have gift subs. We had a 2-month resub from Luna's Mama 23, and then Mino Gozo gifted 5 subs to Poplito, Nintendo Nitwit, Tashi B, Lola Loves Peaches, and Brondo 93. Thank you for the gift subs. Appreciate that this Friday morning. Oh, this is not on all the way. That'll dry out. There we go. Okay. As long as I keep my hands clean, I found I don't mess up paintings. That was an early mistake I had to learn. Alright, let's see. Alizarin, phthalo. Which makes a beautiful color, by the way. It's just really deep and rich. Let's swatch that for fun. Let me do a scrape so you can kind of see the paper, so it like has the transparency. Mina says, I'm on the clock right now. Well, I hope you enjoy. So I'm mixing this color, and the swatch I did was kind of navy blue. I'm trying to make it a little bit more violet, because the sky is quite violet, before I start toning it down with this umber. And I should probably grab a little bit of titanium white, so I can fix up the part over here I wanted to fix up. So some of you know that my camera's been weird lately. And like we've been wondering if it's the lens, if it's the camera, like who knows? Because sometimes I turn it on and I am like way overexposed despite nothing changing, like on the camera. Like the only thing I ever do is I turn on the camera, I focus it. There's a device called a zoom, which is not the same as the video company, the video calling company. Sorry, I'm mixing an umber. And so like it hooks up to my mic, which is up here, and then that feeds into the camera, and then the camera stuff goes to OBS. So like I turn on the zoom and then I have to start the zoom to do its thing, because it's different than just turning the switch on. And then like on OBS, like it's overexposed. Like I am way too bright, the canvas is too bright, and I'm like, I haven't changed any of the settings. Nothing else has changed. Why are we so bright? And then Steven comes in here and messes with it, and we don't know. Anyway, I haven't had a problem in like 3 paintings, or 3 streams. Don't know. It's been fine. The last time he was in here, when you all were listening and he was like messing with it, that's the last time it did that. Okay, now let me swatch this with what I have down on the canvas. And my suspicion is it's going to be way too saturated, because it's looking really saturated here on the palette. And I think I'm gonna have to add more umber to this and move sharp spiky staple remover away from where I'm going to accidentally shove my arm into it. All right. Where is a garbage brush I can swatch this with? Yeah, that is way too saturated. It's pretty, it's just really saturated. And then let's swatch it with the lighter color over here. That's closer though. It's still quite saturated, so it just needs a little bit more umber, I think. And then I can just remove this. I hear Kepler caterwauling. He's wondering where Steven is. Steven is AFK, away from Kepler. That's really good, Becca. Steven is actually out to brunch with Austin. Who is in town for work. Steven is AFK now. Mal will be offline later tonight. It's a whole thing, Golden Mage says. There's Kepo. Hi, you need attention. Come here. Come say hi. Come here. What? Circle Now Scored says, yes, a reminder that no Tears of the Kingdom tonight. Fallout crowd control instead. That is true. I have other plans tonight that I will be going to. Come here. You just want attention. Come here. You might as well do this now before I switch to the paint and get it all from drying out. Hi. Austin, one of Tom's mods, or Austin the city? No, we have a different friend, Austin, who's different than Tom's mod, Austin. One of Steven's high school friends is in town. Are we misbehaving? Look at this face. Kisses. Yeah, Pilot Austin. Which is why he's in town. Just for tonight. Or last night. Okay, bye. Oh, what are we trying to chew things? You can't chew that! Child. Do I need to lock you out of here? This is why I can't trust you in here alone. And to be fair, I can't trust you in here when I'm in here too, because I can't pay attention to you and stream. You can't be unsupervised, and if I'm working, I'm not supervising. What time is it? 10:30? He eats in 45 minutes. That's his problem. Oh, we found a piece of cardboard to rub our face on and chew. What? Okay. I think he needs locked out. I think that's really what this needs to happen. What? We are circling me and looking at me like we need something. Hey, go this way. Come on. Go that way. All right. He needs to... Okay, bye. I'm sorry. We've been banished. Now I can go back to work. Golden Mage says, I get that you can't paint and pay attention to Kepler, but I'm pretty sure you can definitely just stream Kepler and paying attention to him, and I don't think many, if any of us, would mind. True, but I gotta finish this. Normally, also wouldn't mind as much. Where'd my brush go? There it is. Also, I just touched up a little bit of this and I realized I do not like it as much. Some of it's fine. This guy is not right though. He needs to become a little bit lighter. Kepi sitting stream. Okay, now we move over here and I pick up a better paintbrush. Was I using this one? Maybe. Actually, I take that back. We don't start there. We draw first. Chalk pastel. Guess we'll use gray. So there's our shoreline. Hand Dream says, Mal, I fell in love with a cat patient yesterday, a beautiful Himalayan dreamboat. You'd love her. I've never had a long-haired cat. I'm pretty sure Bruiser is the only cat of my friend's cats that is long hair. So if this, what was this? Okay. So this line, I wouldn't see because that would be here, over this way, back over this way, aiming towards this. So this line is really the only relevant line, and maybe this guy. You're there. Okay, so these are the only two relevant lines. Have I met Bruiser in real life? No. I'm hoping to. We're talking about something coming up in a handful of months. This is kind of center line for the mountain. Okay, so that's mountain. This peak is here. The valley is here. And this guy is about the same height as that guy, which is here. So this should be here. I'm glad I measured that because this is gray and I need this to be sky if this is that. Because this should come down this way and this should go that way. Was this that measurement? Yes. Which means that this should come up this way. Which means all of this should have been purple, and it's not. Moose says, I don't know specifics. Did the recipient of this painting request it, or is it a gift? It's a little bit of both. Yeah, this is right. I had that right on. Okay, that's where the mountain should be, and I didn't do that at all. Love that. Okay, now, because this sits straight in the water, we're going to see basically all of this. Same with this guy. How tall are you? 2 inches? Did I do good over here guessing? 1 inch. Oh, I did really good guessing. This one was a little bit harder. Now, everything else is still kind of here, like... Also, I have chalk to erase. All right, now, what I was trying to say is, like, some of this, like, the reflection isn't one-to-one perfect because of spatially how things are. Like, I might just see a little bit of some of these rocks. And some of this is going to get a little obscured. Just draw the pine tree lines. Pine tree 2. Pine tree 3. Where was I drawing? Here. All right, this pine tree kind of comes out this far. This has a little bit of a gap. then over here, there's, I don't know, something. So now that I've drawn that in, I can erase a couple of these lines. This guy can go away. That one. And that one. Now, happy with this, we can start to go back into all of our colors. Probably should have picked a bigger brush for this. Let's switch. So now I know that's what's going to be sky and what is not. I can start to bring in all of that over here. And because this part of the water is closest to us, the viewer, the ripples are going to be bigger, which is something I tried to do here, where these gaps are bigger and back here they're a little thinner. And I'm using a little bit more of the raw umber in some of these long strokes I'm putting back and forth because it's making this more than just a solid purple color. Okay. That looks better. It's going to look a little strange until I start to bring in the other colors. But we're working through that and getting to them. Next is the mountain. So I'm switching palettes because I have that color on a different palette, hopefully. Hopefully it's still there and dry. Or wet. Oh, there's Kepo. Yeah, this is still wet. All right, Bone Black. I need some of that on the palette. Thought I saw something on the ceiling. Yeah, I had put this dark color over here. I don't know if I particularly liked it too much. So I'm just going to lighten it and go over that as well. Center this a little bit more. I think that feels better. And Dream says, ordering grapes from the grocery store, they have gumdrop grapes. Has anyone tried them? They're my favorite. If I can get those, they're the best. But I can't always seem to find them. That's too light. Let's make it darker. Cotton candy grapes are also fine. Otherwise, I just like red seedless. But if I can find gumdrop, they're my favorite. It's like getting Rainier cherries over like Bing cherries, which I also like. It's just like a special seasonal thing, you know? You're still too. What am I doing wrong? Bone Black is low tinting strength. Maybe that's it. There we go. Just a smudge more blue. Too much. Okay. So over here, this line I drew vertically is this, how far over this comes, and that is down here where that happens. So we're going to zigzag our way . And he says, cherries are borderline for me. Too much trouble for too much pit. They're my favorite. I will suffer through them. If I'm going to bake with them though, like if I need to get them pitted and stemmed and everything, that's probably too much. This line here is this. So we're gonna work our way back this way. And then we come back a little bit more in. I'm seeing I'm gonna have to mix up these colors too, so I can blend this a little bit more, because I kind of stopped more here, and I needed to stop more here. So then it comes in, and then we go back out, and we do kind of a zigzaggy thing up this line. Okay. And then I'm just going to mix some more blue into this color and start to do some of these highlights. I should probably have stuck with the dark parts and done the right part of the mountain first. Or the right part of the reflection. Although I suppose it doesn't really need it, because I had painted that all, I'd overpainted that. Okay. I had. Let's just move on. So we have this mountain peak right about here. And now I can move on to the left side where the highlight actually is for the brighter part of the mountain. And then bring that back, because like I said, I hadn't painted that here. So this hook here is kind of in here, so I'm going to bring that in lighter. I'm trying to make these zigzags a little bit wider in this area, because it's something I should have done earlier and didn't. That looks way better. Okay. Now, however, the thing is it needs to be more on the shadow side of the mountain too. just a little bit. Too bright. Should have tested that. Whoop. Still too bright. Let's wash off the brush and get any of that lighter color off. Okay, now that I've touched that up just a little, we can add some more highlights on this side. So this is that mountain peak. This is tree. Okay, happy with that. We can move into tree reflection now. Mountain colors can go away in case I need them later. And then we will pick up the palette with the tree stuff on it. And I'm glad I have a little bit of water. And I have lost some of where I drew. Oh God. Okay, sometimes the chair becomes unlocked and it rocks back and it freaks me out. Keita says, I actually don't like using chairs like that for that reason. This is Steven's old office chair from college. And the reason I haven't replaced it and I just use it is because I get paint on it. And I haven't found a better chair to replace it with. Congrats, Abilene, that's awesome. All right, trees. Actually, I might darken some of this too. That's easy enough. Just grab some bone black. I may do that before I start the trees. Because I used it here. And that is where the darkest part of this mountain is. Heavy. That helped a lot. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Green. Big equals heavy. It's heavier than a normal canvas, and when I'm lifting it with like single fingers, that's difficult. Okay, green. So I have this rock. We have these pines. And then we have this guy. Kind of comes down here like this, and we get this, and then this one, and then I lost this pine somewhere along the way. we get this thing over here, and this, and then some grass, and that rock back. Okay. We're going to start with our darker colors and then move into lighter colors. So I'm just going to take some carbon black straight up because that's my darkest colors in here, and we're going to bring a little bit of that in. And I'm probably going to regret that. This really just needs to come over here more. I don't know what I did to mess up my back so bad. I slept on it somehow bad. See, this is why I'm going to regret that, because this color is just as dark as this color, and it's really hard to see. Maybe I should have started with a medium green so I could have seen what I'm doing. I don't want that. Where is... what did I use for this? I need a bluer green. Did I use Jenkins or Hookers? Where's Jenkins? Jenkins is quite yellow. I think I used Hookers. That post-30s life. And it's not the normal spot where I get back pain. That's what's frustrating. This needs a little blue. A little blue red. Vagabond says, too much biking. No, not enough biking. That's the true answer. What I probably just need to do is strengthen my back muscles. Can I see this? Okay, I can see that color. All right, we're going to use this. And we're going to fill in a lot of our dark greens with it because I can see it. And then later, if I really want to, I can add in more carbon black. I didn't mix up enough. Of course not. And I still have to paint this part over here. I can't ignore that. I can ignore the bottom of the canvas all I want. Hook my foot on the desk. Because I'm going to do the bottom of the canvas all at the same time. This sounds like a Looney Tunes thing. And it needs to be just a little bit brighter because I cannot see it still once it dries. Better. Okay, we'll work with that. Now, if this is my center line, these need to come out this way. Twitch gifted a sub too, Haley92. Thank you for the gift sub. And then we have a 16-month resub from Kit Khalid who says, I'm having lunch at the Georgia Aquarium. Thank you for, he said the painting looks amazing. I love the Georgia Aquarium. I've been once, but I love it. At some point, I'd like to go back to the shed in Chicago because it's been a hot minute since I've been to the shed. But it is a childhood memory of going there. When I was very young, right after my parents got divorced, my dad took us to Chicago on the Amtrak on the Hiawatha line. And I remember it fondly and vividly. This tree sits here. So if these trees get this tall here, we're gonna get a little bit of that. And we do lose the mountain reflection, which is fine. Maybe we get a little bit of it right there. Maybe I remember to leave that alone and not fill it in. And he says, how's my family doing since I mentioned my dad? My family's doing well. My grandma actually called me yesterday about 5 to 10 minutes before breakfast stream started. And she's like, I have to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. I was like, how, is this an emergency? And she's like, I just need to know that you guys are going to do okay with the storm coming through. Because we had the Tropical Storm Debbie come through yesterday. And she's like, just want to make sure you're okay. They're saying Raleigh's going to get hit. And I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're, because if you haven't been through a hurricane, it's hard to know what to expect, because like even a one hurricane can sound scary, and it was going to hit us as a tropical storm, tropical depression, and I think in the end it hit us as a tropical depression yesterday, and it's very sweet of her. Like, I appreciate that she's like, I need to make sure. And I was like, we're good. That's sweet, thank you. And she's like, and what about Steven's parents? And I'm like, they're also good. I was like, you know, unless you are living on the ocean for a one, like if you're like the first 5 blocks in from the ocean, you're gonna probably get some coastal flooding, especially when the high tide comes in. But it's not what you see on the news when they do show like the really crazy stuff is really only the first 3 blocks from the ocean. And when it's like a category 3, 4, or 5, that's probably like a half a mile inland max. Like the things that Steven's parents are going to have to worry about is flooding post-storm. And they're not really in those zones where that happens. Like where the rivers that flood are. Okay, I need to leave this alone, so let me actually paint everything else around this. And then hopefully I remember to leave that there. This can get filled in. We'll just do that. Now this pine, I should grab a smaller brush for this. I should probably switch to a smaller brush for this part too, honestly. Okay, so I'm working my way this way, and the things that are done are kind of like the right side of all the tree reflections and the mountain. So like there's going to be highlights here, so I'm trying to cover up anywhere that's going to confuse me and any chalk lines that are going to confuse me. This way. We have a 16-month resub from DC Racer 329. Thank you. I'm starting to run low on this color too, so I'm glad I'm almost done with it. I'm gonna grab a little bit of carbon and do the shadows for the rocks. Okay. All of those shadows are done. So next I want to bring in maybe some of the lighter pine colors and do those next. So those are set and I know what's pine. And then everything else is kind of more of like a sap green, lighter sap green, and start to bring those in. And that just leaves the rocks after. But this is coming along pretty nicely. I just feel like my back needs to pop and then everything will be better. All right, so I need sap green and probably Jenkins. Actually, let's just use Jenkins. I like it better. And I think that's what I had been using. Do I have any Jenkins left? Or am I onto the big tube of Jenkins? Big tube of Jenkins. Ooh, that is old. Yeah, this had to have been one of the out of business for AC Moore tubes. And what else will I want with this? I have some phthalo. Probably use a little bit more raw umber. Black white. Bone black. Oh wait, I'm doing the pines. I don't need Jenkins, I need hookers. I know Noah loves that color. He's just like, it's my favorite color name. It has to be named after someone, right? Like, that's my thought. I'm looking up the history of this. Renee, I knew you'd think that. Synthetic, named after William Hooker, an English botanical artist who invented the color in the early 1800s. Why is it called Hooker's Green? Hooker's Green, what kind of painting are you doing? He was an illustrator. He established an herbarium that held more than 1 million species of dried plants, drew botanicals from around the world. He wrote and edited botanical journals. He even compounded a special pigment for leaves, sold to artists still as Hooker's Green. You know, it is a very pleasing green color. Like, it's simply a mixture of Prussian and a color that I've never heard of that must be a watercolor. Pigments are fascinating. And it tells me what pigment. What is this? Phthalo yellow. No, what's that? Phthalo blue. PR. Phthalo blue red shade? And phthalo green yellow shade, maybe? It's a very beautiful green. And it's named after William Hooker. So it's Hooker's Green hue. With a name like... Where's my sketchbook? Here, we swatched all of the blues. Let's swatch this. We have a 4-month resub from Abilene. Thank you. I don't know, it's just such a perfect, like, nature green. No wonder he was someone who worked with plants and drew plants. So this is it with whites. It's just really pretty. Abilene. All right, I will try to get that right next time. Thank you. And then here's it by itself. It really just is the perfect nature green. It's beautiful. And then, like, here's Jenkins, which is just kind of it, but yellow. Let's try and make this the same darkness. Yeah, this is just yellower. And then we have sap green. Where is sap? I need more of it. There it is. And this is even yellower than that. It's kind of olive, actually. And then this is sap by itself. Yeah. Hooker's is really the prettiest one. It's very blue compared to the other two. And like sometimes you need that, because like sometimes I need it to be blue for pines and then like slightly more yellow for the other trees, because I'm kind of going slightly in a blue spruce tone for them. Let's cover Jenkins, because I'm using Hookers right now for the pines. I should label these. Can I post a picture of the swatch page? Yeah, I can do that. If a mod wants to put it in the art queue. Let's make sure I don't get a glare on this. I'm going to adjust it to the right, how it actually should look, to the right values. Alright, I love you, Super Soul Bros, but it's Discord, mod, okay. Thank you. So, you see how blue Hookers is versus Jenkins? Jenkins is more of a mid-green, and then Sap is very yellow. That's why. That's why I'm going with one over the other. We're going a little bit more blue. Jenkins is a mid-green. Yeah, Sap is a pretty green. It's just not... It's very olive. Okay. Pine tree lighting colors. That needs to get lighter, yep. I think I made that too bright. Oops. Just tone that down a little bit. Better. Not as bright. That was an oops. Oh, I forgot a pine tree. Shoot. Forgot the other pine tree. Let's redo that pine tree. I hear Keppo. Okay, lighter pine tree over here. Trying to get back in the room? Yeah. He's not capable of that, though. We have those hook handles on our doors, so if he jumped and grabbed it, he could. But I don't think he understands how to do that. Anyway, now that I remembered I have to fix this, let's do a little bit more over here. Now we can go back to the other trees. And then we have rocks. And then we have shoreline. And by shoreline, I mean like this part. Anyway, now we can move on to Jenkins Green. And this brush is just starting to fall apart. The metal part is popping off the handle. So I'm toning down Jenkins with a little bit of umber. Trying to make more of a mid shade for this. Not bright enough. don't think I mixed enough of this. I know I'm going to regret that. All right, that's going well. Now we need to just keep bringing in these lighter medium greens into here. And so I'm just trying to follow the reflection. Make sure I leave that alone. this sits here, so I need to bring in more highlights there. Just gotta do the side of this canvas. Now we're going to go to an even lighter green. I need to make it slightly yellow as I do this. Move back this way. It's going to be a little bit of a shifting. And I'm just going to bring in some of these lighter greens wherever I have the light areas. And I think I need actual yellow. It's just a little too, like the sap green isn't making it yellow enough. Okay, I think that's good. Time to move on to the rocks. And then shoreline, and then step back for a second, and then make a judgment call. Luckily, the rocks are not going to be that hard, she said now, and then probably regretted it 5 minutes later. I do need a smaller brush. I think I should just mix up more of this color instead of trying to get what I can off the palette. Oh no, this is bad. Because the second I stick my arm on the canvas, it's going to be everywhere. I thought this was like a different song completely. I was excited. I look up and I'm like, Magikarp Festival? What? This is not what I thought this was. Yeah, I thought it was Mortal Kombat. And I mean, I suppose it has elements of other songs, and that's why I thought that. Because, like, that was Tetris. Back to small brush. So I'm just lightening up more of the rock areas. I keep hitting my knee on the easel too. Luckily, it's not that hard, so it's not hurting, it's just a pain in what I'm doing because it shakes everything. Maybe if I tucked it better? There we go. Now I shouldn't hit it. That looks pretty good. All right. Now I can add in the shoreline. It's cooking time. I think this is too something, too bright. Let's start with it a little bit more gray. And I think I want a flat instead of a round. Okay. Shoot. Too much. That was startling. Okay, so I did the little edge of the shoreline. Now I need to make it look a little misty like this. Yeah, Kepler rejoices. I bet he's already down there. So I need to make sure I don't have a ton of paint on my brush and that we just kind of dry brush this. Now, I need my eraser brush because what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush on top of this rock. And then erase it. Yes, Steven?
Oh, you're still live?
Yes, I'm almost done with the stuff I really need to get done today.
Okay.
And no, he has not been fed nor pilled.
Okay. That's why we're so excited!
We were just very excited.
Oh, come here.
That's the reason the door was shut.
Yeah, okay. Come here, buddy. Come on. I think I'm gonna have to do more of this, but I really want to get like one layer of it done. So I can see it. I'm just adding a little bit of highlights like I did on the left bank. Okay, I want to step back and see how it looks. Cover up some of these colors while I do that. Do I have another piece of plastic? No. Just cut off some of this extra and use that. I'm not done. I might be done for today. I'm gonna step back and take a look and see how I feel about it. If there's anything I feel it's really pressing right now while I'm thinking about it, so what I'm assuming is going to happen is I'm going to step back and be like, all right, I need to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to do that Saturday morning or Sunday morning is what's going to happen. We're going to make a list and talk about what I want to do yet. And we're going to take care of this and hope I didn't get any on the canvas. It's quite dried though, and I think I would have had it smeared on my hand. I like to sign my name when I'm fully done. And that means I can do it before I do the bottom, where it's been resting. That's fine. But when I have everything else done, and I'm going to use Yinmin Blue for that, like we talked about. But I want to make sure I don't accidentally get paint anywhere else. You'll notice I wear some of the same shirts when I'm painting. It's the ones that I don't mind if I get paint on because I frequently get some paint on something. And it's like, no, I liked that shirt. Okay, there's all the paint. Let's take a step back for a second. Oh, chair's in the way. There's still some chalk that's throwing me off. A little bit of chalk, but I can erase that next time. Okay, let's point out some things. Where's a long handle? Here's a long handle. All right. Like this all feels really good. There's chalk in there that's bothering me, but otherwise I think it looks really good. Here, this whole wedge of trees, like I said, is too many pines. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn maybe this guy into a deciduous tree, and then maybe this guy, and then maybe the one next to it, and then bring in a little bit of grasses along the base. So I have these grasses over there, and then just maybe like, oh, like 3 rocks here, and then like maybe 2 rocks over here. I think that would be enough. Just those things. And I think I need to bring this mountain a little brighter and then kind of smoosh the top over that way. Just like make it a little bit more left. But I think all of the colors are good. And I have to sign my name. So let's make that list. I've already forgotten half of it. So, I need to erase chalk. I need to, on the left bank, make some leafy trees.
some rocks, grasses. That's probably it. And then I need to move that one mountain peak. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle that in chalk so I don't forget. I could probably do that right now. That would be the smart move to do. Let's do that quick. So I'll cross that off. Nope, palette, not sketchbook. And the reason I'm doing this now is because it's just this little bit, and then that part is done. Why are we stuck? I don't know if I love that. So we're gonna fix that quick. I am out of bone black on this palette.
Okay. That's better. I can deal with that. I can live with that. And if not, I'll work on it this weekend. Just gotta cover up all these colors. Go back to my notes. Make a new note that just says like final check. Okay, so we need to make sure we do a good erase of all the chalk. And I'm gonna get some of that off right now, right here. But because there is some chalk down in here, but I just painted that today, so I want to leave that alone. So we're gonna erase all the chalk. Over here on the left bank, we're going to make some of these trees leafy trees instead of pines, because it's too same. Everything's the same over there right now. And I tried not to do that, but I did a better job on the right side, so I'm going to fix the left side. Which does mean I may have to change a little bit down here, but what I'm probably going to do is just make a wash of sap green, so it's like a yellow green, and go over a few of the highlights that look that way, and make them slightly greener. Yellower. So that'll help bring that in together. So we're making some of these trees leafy trees. We're gonna add some rocks in here and a little bit of grass, and it's going to be less defined than this grass over here because this is closer to us and sharper. I'm gonna do a final check and see how I feel about things, especially the water reflections, and then sign it. That's the plan. So, we're going to do that either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Chaz, do you have a preference? Yeah, nearly there. This will be like the final last things that kind of bring everything together. Chaz decides. Personally, I am thinking Saturday morning. Because like Chaz has no preference, because then Sunday morning, off camera, I can paint the bottom of the canvas. And then it can cure all of Sunday. That's my preference. So if you have no preference, let's do Saturday morning. But we're so close to finishing this. So tomorrow, let's do 11 tomorrow, Eastern. And we can finish up this painting then. And we'll do these 3 little things on my list. 11 tomorrow, not 10. It was 10 this morning, so I can see why you got that. I thought about it, but then I thought about what my tonight plans are, and I'm like, let's give myself that extra hour. That would be for the best. All right. Let's do a Patreon ticker and say thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you're interested in the perks that, for that, one of the mods will have a link for you in chat. And yeah, there are vlogs that are coming out. What I need to do is I need to do eBay shots for the Sumi-A piece, which I will probably work on Monday. So I'm hoping that I can have the Sumi-A time-lapse out next week. And then that can go up for auction for you guys. So I'll be painting tomorrow at 11 a.m. Tonight, Steven is streaming Fallout Crowd Control, and Chaz is going to be running that, so I'm assuming that he has things set, and it's going to be great because Chaz is always phenomenal at that. So, hope you all tune into that tonight. Hope to see you at 11 a.m. tomorrow for the finale painting session of this piece. And then Monday night, I'll be packaging this painting. And I've never unstretched a canvas and unrolled it. But that's how a lot of people mail them, so we're gonna kind of figure it out together. And get it ready to send to its home. And I'm very excited about that. So go check out recent vlogs if you haven't, and make sure you tune in tonight for Fallout Crowd Control on Steven's channel at the normal time that it is. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me this morning. Hope you have a great Friday, and I will definitely see you tomorrow at 11.